Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Yeah! Hello guys, what is happening? Welcome back to a brand new video. So I did make a video a couple days ago, which I didn't upload, about me having to sell my PlayStation 4 because I wanted to get the Nintendo Switch. But the PlayStation 4 is selling for £110, and that's plus the controller. And Dad was like, you just spent £50 on a new controller, so that means that the console itself is worth only £60. Well, you sell it at CEX, and then they sell it off for more money to make a profit. And he was like, you've got a £50 voucher for Smiths, so why don't you just pre-order it there, plus use the money that you've got now, and then I can use some other money to pay for it. And that's what we're doing. Well, hopefully we find one. And before I get into this, if you've got no idea what the Nintendo Switch is, I don't want to show a video. Might get copyrighted by Nintendo if you've been keeping track of how Nintendo is with YouTube videos and copyrighting them. So here you go, a picture of the Switch in 3, 2, 1, boom. And that is what the Nintendo Switch is. Basically, it's the Wii U's successor. And I think Nintendo has improved on the Wii U a lot, on the Switch. They've took the Wii U and they've made it better. I do think it is more powerful, of course, but I mean the design overall. In the Wii U, you were forced to use the gamepad, which wasn't bad, but I think the Switch has improved it a lot by the fact that you can take off the controllers, put them in a grip. Unfortunately, the grip that the Switch comes with doesn't charge the Joy-Cons, as they're called, which is a really easy name to remember for me. It comes with a grip that doesn't charge the Joy-Cons, but you can slide the two Joy-Cons into the grip and use it like a controller, or slide them off and just use it like, one in this hand, one in the other hand. But you put the tablet in the dock, the tablet's 720p, and you put it in the dock and it overclocks the system and makes it 1080p so you can play it on your TV. Yes, you can do this with like Android tablets and get gamepads for it and put it up to your TV, but it isn't as streamlined as the Switch, and I'm sure the Switch will hopefully get more third-party games along with its amazing first-party games. So I know the launch for the Switch, the launch titles are pretty weak, but I'm hoping to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2. I played Splatoon on my cousin's Wii U, which was good. I think just Splatoon 2 just improves it a wee bit. Basically Splatoon for the Switch. And Super Mario Odyssey. Nintendo has improved from the Wii U a lot. Like I was mentioning with the gamepad and how it's thinner and you can put it in the dock, which really hides it away more. But also the fact that it uses USB-C instead of just a Nintendo-made adapter, a Nintendo-made charger which you have to buy from Nintendo. I'm sure third-party ones, made them, but this is USB-C, which in my opinion is the future. More things are getting USB-C. My MacBook uses USB-C. This is just the 12-inch one, the newer ones use them too. And hopefully you'll be able to charge the Switch from your MacBook or just whatever charger it comes with. But I do think USB-C is the right thing to put on to new technology, and I'm glad Nintendo done it. Could this system be the best-selling system from Nintendo? Maybe. Could it be a really big flop? It could. I am pre-ordering the system. People have said, why don't you wait until you get reviews and everything. I want to make sure I'm able to get my hands on it, but also I could sell it off if it isn't that good. Whereas if you download something digitally, you pre-order something digitally, you wouldn't be able to sell it off. The only thing I did pre-order digitally was the Fractured But Whole, because it's a South Park game. I know it's going to be good, and also if it isn't good, I wouldn't care that much, because at least I did get to play the game. And I could buy the game whenever it comes out, but I just pre-ordered it because I just wanted to. I know this video is a little, all over the place. I'm sorry for that. I haven't wrote any notes down. I'm just telling you guys what I think from the top of my head. So please excuse it, but I did try to put it in some sort of order, my thoughts of the Switch. So I do want to get the red and blue Joy-Cons, because they do look pretty cool. And if I happen to just get the grey ones, at least I've still got the Switch. I do get to keep my PlayStation 4, which I've already mentioned, which is pretty good. If games are coming to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and not the Switch, I still have the PlayStation 4. Maybe this console could appeal to some PC users who just want the Switch for the first-party games and then leave their PC to third-party ones. Most of the things that I've been reading about the Switch are good. Like it uses USB-C, it's going to have some good games to streamline. Nintendo's apparently learnt from their mistakes. And the thing with the Wii U was, I'm sure third-party developers could somehow put their games onto it, but since the console itself didn't have a really big install base, not many people have bought it compared to Xbox and PlayStation, they didn't want to waste their time and money making games for the system. And the Wii U wasn't a bad system, but it is now unfortunately dead. I really hope the Switch succeeds. I'm going to get it. I'm going to maybe do an unboxing for this YouTube channel if I definitely get it, if you guys want that. I'll probably just do it anyway, but I really want to see the Switch succeed. Apparently Nintendo's listened to third-party developers and said, do you want us to do this with it? Do you want us to do that? I think there are some, not gimmicks as such. Well, HD Rumble and everything you could consider a gimmick. But it's more to the side, it isn't like a 4K gaming machine which is supposed to compete with the PS4 Pro, or even the Scorpio, which is coming out pretty soon. It's pretty underpowered compared to that. But if third-party developers can somehow make a game for it and port it over, that would be good. I think the whole selling point is that it's a tablet, so you can play the games on the go. Apparently the battery life isn't the best, but we'll see. There isn't a web browser coming with the system, which, there's many more ways to browse the web. Your phone, your laptop. I'm sure no one's really desperate enough to use their consoles, but there. And with this Switch, it is a tablet, so it will be good to have a web browser. Maybe it's coming on later, maybe not. But I think it still has online, so apparently Nintendo's improving their online. I don't really care that much about online, and if I was like a big online enthusiast, I would have probably got the Xbox One. Because Xbox Live is declared the best online service. PC online is free, so there's that, but I just like a system where I can play the games that I want. I am getting the Switch because there are more games that I find enjoyable for it. And also because I want the system to succeed, So I want to get it and enjoy it. And I know there are going to be some bad things too. They're not bad things, but disappointments. And if you want me to make my own review, I will. But hopefully for the long run, third-party developers will be able to make games for it and more people will buy it. Apparently the pre-orders for the system's good, so there's still a little bit of hope for it. And if it flops, what's going to happen to Nintendo? Nintendo's kind of being to the side, with the PS4 and Xbox One out. But I don't want them to end up like Sega. And I haven't been born, whenever the N64 was out, never mind the Genesis or the Dreamcast. But I want Nintendo to succeed. And if they end up just making Mario games for like the PlayStation and Xbox, maybe just mobile, I think Nintendo is still, making games for mobile, which is kind of helping them, and the 3DS is still, apparently still a market according to Nintendo, so we'll just have to see how the system does and where it goes. So, I'm sure I've left a lot of information out in this video. That's all I could remember for now. Maybe whenever I'm editing it, I could think of more to add, but that's all I've got up to now. So hopefully I will be able to pre-order it, and hopefully it will succeed. And if it doesn't, well, we'll just have to see what happens here. What happens next. It's going to be my first Nintendo console that I've owned besides the DS and 3DS, which I'm sure most people have had them. But what do you guys think? Do you have the PS4? Do you have the Xbox One? Do you have a PC? Could you not give less of a fight the Switch? I want to hear what you guys think. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace, guys.